Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, my people. We're back again. I would like Mr. Engineer Ken, sorry, Engineer Francis. You wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say
Okay,
the
go ahead.
the tribal issue is a huge issue, but let us not even dwell on it. Let's dwell on the behinds of the people he is about to expose when he gets in. Those are the ones that want to cover their behinds, and they are the ones that are trying to make us concentrate on tribe, tribe, tribe. Yeah, tribe is okay, but Peter has shown us that he can unite the country. The point is that those guys that have uh, all these monies that they grab from everywhere, knowing that if Peter had sworn during the campaign that he will not look into what happened in the past, who embezzled our money. If he had sworn, believe me, he would have been president by now. But because he did not, he even left that door cracked that he will look into what they did. That is the thing that is making Buhari not even sleep well in Daura today.
Mr. Najawash, I disagree with that tone. I disagree with it.
Okay,
100% I disagree with it.
can you
I
tell
will
me
tell
why?
you,
Hmm.
you see, that is the purpose why we ourselves got to go back to history lane. That is why you cannot have your own constitution. When we keep on, I beg to just deviate from, when we keep on saying, oh, we see the real fact, then we go. I can understand where you're coming from. Our principal has already said, let us not play that card. But when we are discussing in a discussion like this, sometimes we got to chip in the fact, but not emphasize on that thing. Because that thing is a factor that if we don't deal with it, will link the thing will come and meet us at the front end. Because our forefathers itself, they refused dealing with that factors before they left us. And that is the thing, that's the bone of contention that has made us what we are today. It is not because he said, oh, I will do this, I will not do this. No, the thing is that if you go to the fact, if you go to the history, it was spoken, and that thing was made reference by even the vice president elect now. He said it himself. Go and find it out. He said it himself. Even what is his name? This Fani Falode said it himself. He's part of them. He knew it and he spoke it. So I don't want us to deliberate on it, but when you say that, that is wrong. Let our people learn history. That was why they took history out of the curriculum of Nigeria, because we refuse to face the fact. If we learn history, it will not break us apart, but it will make us respect ourselves. Where we come from, respect ourselves, and we know ourselves more better. When you know yourself more better, you know how to do things together as brothers. Simple. History is there that connected every
When
one of us to be
when I
together,
say what
but we refuse
exactly?
it.
When I
When
say
you
what exactly?
when you said that, that it is because Obi mentioned that he was going to deal with the people that that did whatever. I don't want to spell it out, but you made mention of that. That was not the reason. These people have a playbook, and they have consistently been on that playbook for over
We can't
35
hear
years.
you, Victor. Mr. Victor, can you hear me? Can you hear me,
Yeah,
Mr. Victor?
yeah.
When you are interject, you don't just continue talking. Somebody was
Oh,
talking.
sorry.
You're
He
interjecting,
asked
let your
me.
interjection be within 30 seconds or a minute.
Yeah, but I finished.
Okay. That let me go back to what you were just saying. Peter Obi's presence in this political field is very, very uncomfortable for all of them because he's not of the SPCs. He's not of the crooked and criminal group. And he is giving hints of what he will do when he gets in there. They know, even, let me give you a good example. Even all the way to Obasanjo, if they have to investigate, they will pull all of them. But the point is that that's not the bane of Peter Obi's mission. But he gave a hint that there's no hiding place for any of those golden fishes. And that is why they are now ganging up. And don't be surprised if the courts pull a very fast blank one on us. So far, the court is doing well, but let's finish with the appellate level. And when we get to the Supreme Court level, that's when you will even see more. That's when you will see birds that don't fly but walk. And that's when you will see elephants flying. Because it would be like the same thing Yakubu did, broad daylight robbery. And we cannot do anything. They will now start injecting this tribal thing to keep us busy and divided. But please, if we know that unity we had during the campaign, when Peter was able to bring everybody, every tribe together, let's keep it. Let's not deal with that now. Let's keep it and concentrate on making these cabals uncomfortable with all these things that they are doing, so they will know, and every one of them will start to break out. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. You know, I would like us to listen to this video here. You know, for me, I just want Mr. Peter Obi to be my president, to be our president. I want Nigeria to change. I want Nigeria to be a better place, a better country that you and I can be proud of. But the way things is going right now is becoming unbecoming. It's looking too obvious that they don't want this man to be a president. Not because he did not win, not because he did not qualify, not because people did not vote for him, but they don't want him to be a president. Why? That is questionable. We are asking that question. Let's listen to this video. Maybe this might open some eyes here.
I was in APC for 9 months. What I saw. Anyway,
memorable, man.
Oh my God. What I saw, man. You know?
Memorable, man.
And because I was fighting Jonathan because Jonathan was giving too much to the Northerners, and he was very unfair to the Yorubas, and you know the story, and I told them, I said, look, so when I went to APC, Buhari now, I met Buhari through El Rufai. We interacted 3-4 times. We'll go and meet him. He had a house somewhere else, not here. He lives just around the corner from here now. But he had a house elsewhere. We went there. So, but as time went by, he now started sending for me. So I went there with Nasser. Then one day they called and said he wanted to see me. So I said, okay, I'll go. I met him at the transfer. When I got there, he said we should go inside the bedroom. He sat in the bedroom talking. He started talking. He said, you know, he wants to, you know, I know his aspiration, but he has a challenge with trusting people in view of what has happened to him in the past. But that he just wants me to know that he would want me to work closely with him if he manages to win the nomination for his party, and that, you know, he likes me, I'm courageous. The Obasanjo said a lot to him about me, that once I'm on board, I will fight all the way, and he loves that. Anyway, to cut a long story short, let me tell you why I'm telling you this story. We started talking about the history and about the Igbos. You know what this man said to me? He said, they killed our leaders in the middle of the night, and we can never forget it. It's a cultural problem. You can't trust them. When he was talking about trust, that's where it came up. I said, sir, they killed not just northern leaders. They killed leaders from every zone. Southwest, where I come from, yes. The Niger, the south, everywhere. Every zone, not just the north, not just the north. And he said, no, he said, but we remember, we will never forget. Those words, we will never forget, and we cannot trust them. He said it's a cultural problem. When he said this, it's sunk in. I had never seen.
Now here and there, you know, so we will never forget. It's a cultural problem. So that's the yoke we are trying to break now. You know,
exactly.
You know, what? Let's finish the video before we can say something.
That level of racism in any. I mean, I've interacted with quite a few leaders. I've never seen that. This was deep-seated hatred for a whole nation of people. And I left that room thinking to myself, these people have to be stopped. Because if they're not stopped, if they have power, what they will do, first they will deal with the Igbos, then they will come and deal with us. You know, they will deal with everybody. And it's one of the main reasons, apart from the issue of Muslim ticket. That's what I said no. Not only will I leave them, I will also expose them and fight them. You understand there's some basic, fundamental, core issues that you must never compromise on. It's not about giving Nnamdi Kanu a position of SGF or position of vice president or something like that. Because if you do that, he will serve his term, then we'll be back to square one.
Square zero, man.
Absolutely. You know, you've got to fight for your people. You've got to fight for your people.
And it's a structural, seismic change, both in thinking and in approach.
And if they say no, then break it. You know, I told you when we were in detention, the truth is I don't even believe in this union anymore. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in Nigeria. I don't believe that the Northwest and the Northeast, you know, as they are now, should be part of us. Because their whole mindset, their whole, you know, view about the world is different to ours.
All right. Sorry guys, I have to bring this video here because the video, that's the former Minister of Aviation right there, who talked from both sides of his mouth. I'm not his fan, but I'm bringing this here. He was actually talking to Nnamdi Kanu right there. You know, so for me, I've asked this question so many times. Peter Obi won this election. Obviously, they're not give him. People voted for him. They are saying people did not vote for him. In fact, they are giving him different names. The question now is we should be asking why. So people say because it's coming to you pepper them, you do this, or you put them in prison. Listen, everybody is entitled to their opinion, but what is going on right now, everything looks so strange to me. I would like to quickly go to Patriotic Nigeria. If you have anything you want to say on this before I go on to others. Thank you.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. First of all, when people voted for Peter Obi, they didn't vote for him because he's an Igbo man or whatever. They voted for him because of what he can do. So once somebody talking about trying to tell people don't bring in tribalism, Nigerians, most Nigerians, patriotic Nigerians, people who moving forward, they've gone past that. But what we're saying is that there are just some wicked few, the cabal, there are just a few Nigerians that are sitting on all of us and saying, hey, we don't want this person to rule us. That's why they imposed someone on us by 4 a.m. Nigerians, most Nigerians, there are progressive Nigerians that have looked beyond tribalism. So not when Niger TV is talking about Peter Obi being Igbo, and I said it, it's not because, oh, you said Igbo man will not be able to rule. But we're just saying Nigerians have voted. They said enough is enough. We see somebody with integrity, somebody who can move this country forward. But some people sat on top of it and said no. So my question, with all humility, how do we handle such people? How do we deal with such situations? Let us not just sweep it under the carpet and say move on. Nigerians know how to say, yes, we can do this. Yes, we can. But when we say yes, we can our can and yes remain what we said without some people imposing their feelings, their policies, and their wicked ideas on us? Thank you.
All right. To be honest, I understand that some people are disagreeing with this, which is right. Is your opinion. I'm not going to take your opinion from you. And for me, if somebody will win an election, very, very obvious that Peter Obi won this election. What is happening now? That's the question I'm asking. In fact, this particular topic now is what I really want everybody to talk on. What is now happening? This man won this election now, right? What's happening here? You know, for me, I'm confused though. I'm confused, you know. I would like to call on someone else to talk to us. I don't know if Engineer Francis, are you done so that I can call someone else?
Let me just make a quick mention on or quick tip on what you just asked. Be prepared, because so far in the tribunal. Those EC8As that they have admitted, so far, those put P2B ahead in the polls. So when that final count comes out, be prepared and start thinking about what to do if that tribunal ends up saying, nope, that it's Tinubu that won. That will be double Yakubu. Because so far, thank God that they accepted these states. So far from those states, go even to the IREF, you will see that P2B is now ahead. So let's wait and see. That's what we have to prepare ourselves, because they do not want P2B, not because of his tribe. That man is not of their stripe. He is not dancing the kind of music they are dancing. So he doesn't belong, simply put. That's it. Thanks. Are you there? Or did I lose my audio?
No, he's trying to call in. He's trying to.
Oh, okay.
Naija, what? Unmute yourself.
I don't know why. Can you hear me now?
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay,
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so sorry. So sorry about that. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Francis. Let me come back to you. Let me hear from Black Panther. I would like you to speak to us on this issue.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Naija Watch. Thank you. Apparently, I've been listening to you guys. I just want to thank you
I would
guys
like
because
to come
you're.
back. Sorry that I cut you short. After you, I would like to hear back again from Mr. Ike on this particular question where I asked. So I want everybody to contribute on it. Go ahead, Black Panther. God bless you.
Thank God you people are doing justice to everything. The only justice you people have not done is the one concerning the pastor. Because we are not seeing pastors as part of us. We are looking at them as Lord, because Nigerians have started worshiping their pastors. And they no longer see them as equal before Christ, before them and Christ. They no longer see them. That is what is going on in Nigeria. A lot of atrocity, things that are going on that we all in Christendom will say, is that, but there's one thing that I refer to the Bible, when the Bible told me that a lot of these kind of things will happen. That is what is keeping me. I am not surprised, but I will speak out. I am not saying all those touch not my anointed. I am speaking the truth. That is the truth, is what Christ stands for. Touch not my anointed is a wisdom that we need to know, but the pastors are using that to suppress the Christian because they are lacking what? Wisdom. Many Christians in Nigeria are lacking wisdom because they refuse to study their Bible. Because the Bible is said, before you can study the Bible, you have to have the infilling of the Spirit, so that the Holy Spirit will give you the definition of what you are reading. That is the word of God, is spirit. It is life. It is love. That is where I will leave that. And I want to go to this, the video you just spoke about. You see, you know why the man, the FFK tell us the reason why they are doing all their shenanigans. And I want us not to dwell on this issue too long. I want us to just throw a chip and get out of the issue, because the situation we are now, we should be very careful, like what our elders said. Yes, it is true. We should be careful, because even PO does not represent it. In as much as PO does not represent it, we sometimes, I'll say, in our argument to buttress our fact, we we can touch it, but go out immediately, because many might not understand it because they lack the history of the country itself. What FFK said there, he said, even he himself does not believe in one Nigeria. That is if FFK says, FFK has just told us the truth, that all of them coming together to reap everything out of the hands of the people is because they don't believe there is no Nigeria. There's no one Nigeria. That is why they are doing that. And there was a time I asked a question: are these people real Nigeria? Do they love this their country? FFK just told us that they don't love because they don't believe in Nigeria. That is why FFK said every tribe should fight for his own. That is his own understanding. He's telling you the truth, and he's telling you the mindset of those cabal. They don't believe, because if you look at it, they have gone too deep to destroy their own. They are destroying their own. But they cannot go back because of their belief. Belief is very, very strong in that word. Belief is very strong. And when a man is convinced he believes, then he can go all the length to either destroy or to make. That is what they told us. And now, because of the evolution, or I'll say a revolution that we are into now, we don't believe in that, but we want a true Nigeria. That is why I will always stand. My skin is as thicker than even the fathers that created Nigeria. Look, until we stand our ground, until we come together and agree, like we have agreed to follow PO. If we do that in the nation, everybody come together and agree, Nigeria will come alive. We come alive. It is a long road. It is a long road. But that road, we should not be found wanting, not either wither on that long track. Like what our elder just said, they said, if in case they did not give our PO the mandate, do you know the game they are trying? That's why I say we should always think ahead of these people. We should think ahead of them, because they have a plan. Because what will make FFK to go ahead, because he believed that Nigeria is not one. That is what he said now. So the premises is standing on. That is why he's going alongside with. He said, "My people, you got to fight for your people." That is why he followed Agbado. But the trajectory, we are changing that trajectory. We are another new force that believes, like what Nnamdi Azikiwe stood for, that believe in one Nigeria. That is what we are following. But we need to sell this message as thick, as strong, as hard as a diamond. We need to sell this message down into the heart of men that stand and hold the sovereignty of that nation, Nigeria. That is what we need to do, because we know it. That is why history got to come back to our curriculum, so that our children will learn, so that it will repeat itself again.
Okay.
That is why it's repeating itself every time. Thank you, Mr. Najawa. I've not spoken about. Thank you. Maybe in Wednesday I'll finish it up. Thank you, Mr. Najawa.
Yes. I'll come back to you. Before I move on to moderator, I would like to quickly go back to Mr. Ike again. Mr. Ike, sir, please. What do you think is the reason why these people, even when we know it's very obvious that Mr. Peter Obi won this election, is obvious, but they are doing this? What's your take? What do you think?
Well, brother Elvis, I think we all have adduced the reasons why. Is the reasons are not far-fetched. But I want to move away from that because of the event of today. I know most of us, like me, I want to use myself an example. I remember a lot of people in my family who told me I'm not going to be anybody, And at the end of the day, the rejected stone has become the cornerstone of the building. Everything, there is time for everything. When Israel was looking for a king, when God told them to go to the house of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, and pick a king, man was looking at man, but God was looking at the inside. And out of the 7 children of Jesse, it was David that God anointed to become king in Israel. So whatever that the hand of God is in it, there is going to be a lot of struggle and fight, like what Femi Kayode said also. We know all these things, but because of the event of 2023, I really do not want to dwell over it. And I think I personally, maybe I might be one person out of hundreds or a lot of people. I have, overlived that idea, because the trajectory of Mr. Peter Obi has given us the belief that it doesn't matter whatever a man thinks. Whenever something is his time, it can be delayed, but it can never be stopped. So honestly speaking, the reason why I do not always want to go back to it, because it brings a lot of bad memories, and it goes back to, you go back for you to become so angry about Nigeria with so many things. But I want to tell you that I've lived my life in the midst of so many different kinds of people. The best friends I've ever had in this life, they are Yorubas and people from Edo State. And I've lived my life in the midst of different kinds of people in life. So I've come to appreciate, what God does in different kinds of countries of the world. So I think that it doesn't matter whatever we can adduce to the reason why they don't want Peter Obi to go there, even though we know today that based on the result, based on what everybody saw, even them themselves, they are confessing that they won the election. It will still not make me to believe that Peter Obi is not going to be president of Nigeria, because, like as I said, I've overlived that, because I know that, like as I said, some of my best friends today, some of my best, I call brothers, not even friends, they are Yorubas, there are people from Edo State, there are people from Rivers, there are people from different parts of Nigeria, So I think I used to see myself as a tribalized Nigerian, because I've lived my life, and all my journey in life, I've lived in countries where you have, different kinds of people who are one, who see themselves as one, even though they struggle with what we are struggling in Nigeria. But at the end of the day, they still see themselves and they move on with life, and people are giving free hand to become whatever they want to become based on popular demand of the people. So I think that for us, not, because most of the time when you reverse back, Brother Elvis, there is a lot of pain, there is a lot of anger, there is a lot of so many things that comes to your mind. But because, as I said from the beginning, the moment we are in today, I want to believe that we have moved past that. And I know that as it was in the days of the old, it is the same that is the days of the new. So whatever anybody wants to do, that's why I use myself as an example. They told me in my family that I'm not going to be anybody. What I'm telling you is that I think most of us, some people have told you that. Some of us who doesn't have golden spoon in our mouth, that struggle to make life for themselves, But I wasn't looking at what people said, because I wanted to prove the people wrong, that you are not my God. You are not my destiny. You are not my chi. You don't know what God has proposed in my life. And I try to remind myself in everything that I do in life, for that word that the people said, even the people that have the same blood running in your vein with you. But today, I have not looked back to what they said. My blessings is for every one of them. I've not tried to say, okay, I remember what was said in many years back. No. Whatever I have done, I have done it because whatever I have today is not because of my power, but it's because of the grace of God that even I'm still alive today. So there is reason and purpose for every one of us that we are still breathing. And it is in our own time that we are discussing what we are discussing right now. And it is in our own time that somebody like Peter Obi came up in Nigerian politics. So there is every reason for every time that God wants to teach every one of us something. So I am standing strong on what I believe. And that my belief can never be broken. I don't care what the people say. I don't care what they want to do, but I'm just standing on that. Because the wind of change, no man can stand the wind of change. Because it comes like a tsunami. So that is what it is. So I believe sincerely, my brother Elvis, that I want to live past that. And I just believe that it is our time.
Okay.
And this is the time.
Thank you, sir. I strongly believe as well is our time. That's why I'm doing this. Like I said, nobody paid me for doing this. I strongly believe in Mr. Peter Obi. I strongly believe this is the time for us to have a better and a new Nigeria. So I just want them to allow us to have a new Nigeria. We don't have patience anymore to continue the way we are.
Sorry
Nigerians
to
are
cut you
suffering.
in, my brother Elvis. Remember what our principal said. He said it's not going to be easy.
Yes, he said that.
I mean, he keep repeating it every time, every minute he speak to people. He keep telling you that this journey is never going to be easy.
Even
So
not
many things
just
is going to
him.
take place.
Apart from him, everybody, even me myself, I stated it from beginning. I remember early when we started this movement, that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for you to remove the people that have caused us the pains that we are facing today. They will not fold their arms and allow you to just take Nigeria from them. Obviously, they will fight back. But yes, at the end of the day, I just want them to give it to him. He won it. He won this election. They should just give it to him. I'd like to hear from Moderator. Thank you very much, Mr. Ike, once again. Moderator, please talk to us. Thank you. Moderator, you're not available. Okay, let me call on the next person. I'd like to hear from, let me see, Olumide. Thank you very much for joining us, Olumide. Please talk to us. Good evening to you. Olumide, are you there? Can you hear me? Oh, what's happening? Where's everybody? Olumide, we can't hear you. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
I can hear you.
Please, you have noise on your background, please.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, are you ready to talk now?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'll give you. Wait. Yes. So.
Thank you, Olumide. Where are you joining us from?
Thank you for this opportunity. And I just want to
I
answer
can
your
see your
question.
children is distracting you.
Yeah, I think he wants the phone, but Tosin, please, I beg you, let me finish. I will give it to you. Okay? Just 10 minutes. So, I just want to answer your question.
So, but where are you joining us from, sir?
I'm joining you from Canada.
Canada.
From Canada, yes.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead. Talk to us.
So you asked a very pertinent question. Why did they treat Obi this way? There are some of us who have never believed in that one Nigeria concept because of what has been happening over the years, especially since 1999. And we're hoping that for once Nigeria will get it right with the Beavers machine and all the free and fair election. When Yakubu did a presentation at the Chatham House. But true to their color, true to their character, they did not fail to disappoint. But I want to say that for those of you who believe in Obi, if he eventually gets the mandate back, God help him through the courts, it was really plain and clear to see that he won the elections. So, I mean, even though I have never believed in the kind of politics they play in Nigeria, but it was pretty clear that it was cheated out of that election. But like I've always emphasized, the reason why Nigeria is here today and the reason why Obi was cheated out of that presidential election, and like many other elections, is because the system, there's a system failure. And if Obi gets there, I hope that he can take a look at that. And somebody can have the courage to say that the constitution we have currently running Nigeria is not the people's constitution. That constitution does not represent the aspirations of over 250 indigenous ethnic groups in Nigeria. That constitution belongs to a few people, a few cabal that concocted it to favor their interests. And these are the same people guiding and selecting those who should lead us. And that is why we are here where we are today. Constitution governs the fabric of every society, the rules, the laws, the regulation. It is always there are always amendments, there are changes with the current trends of a society, with the current trends of the times. But Nigeria's constitution as they operate it today has not failed to disappoint them. It is filled with so many landmines. I mean, we can start from here today and we would never exhaust it. If you open it, right from the very first page, we the people have a foundation of a society that was built on lies. You understand? Fine. I mean, there are people clamoring. We have the Yorubas clamoring to saying they want to leave, which I sincerely, I will tell you that I support. Because, I mean, for over 60 years, we've not gotten it right. There's nothing wrong in saying that, I mean, our togetherness is not helping the situation. The Igbos are also clamoring. The South, some elements in the South are clamoring. The Middle Belt, some elements are clamoring to want to go. So, and some people are saying, no, we want to stay together, we want to be one. We can work it out. It's a few people who have put us in this trouble. But what we people like us is saying is that if we want to stay together, we need to look at the document, we need to look at that agreement that binds us together as a people, that will give everybody an equal opportunity, regardless of where you come from. You can aspire to be what you want to be in life. That is why America, it is what it is today, that everybody troops there. That is why countries like Canada, it is what it is today, because they give hope and aspiration to the people who live there, regardless of your culture and your creed. There's freedom of religion, there's freedom of expression, there's freedom of association. You don't force your way of life or your culture on the people, on over 250 ethnic groups. Otherwise, we will keep rigmaroling and we can't keep doing the same thing every 4 years, electioneering, every 4 years. This is not going to help us. When we know that those interests are the ones dictating our life, they are the ones picking the leaders, they are the ones that are not allowing us to pick our leaders. Even the very foundation of our society, the local government system is even comatose today. Nobody's talking of local government system. We are fighting presidents. If the local government was functioning, if the states were functioning the way they were supposed to be functioning, nobody would even worry about the center. That is why we have to come and sit down as a people, over 250 ethnic group, and talk about that document. It is never too late to start if we want to be one. Because we keep pushing this thing, we keep shelving it. The military cannot give us a document that was rigged from the very beginning and say that it is we the people. And it was done to favor a particular section of the country. And we can't just put our eyes and turn our back and say that, oh, we will make it work, we will amend it. We've amended it since 1999. It has only gotten worse for us as a people. That is what somebody like me would want to say and chip in. Otherwise, I mean, that is why if we have a document and we have rules and regulations that we all the people, all the ethnic groups of all the of all the people of that country, Nigeria, a document that we have all fashioned and agreed to, and we pick a leader, and we elect our own leader. There's no, and we do it the right way. Somebody like Obi will have no trouble being sworn in as president today. And these people don't even obey the very constitution that they themselves wrote behind the back door. They don't obey. They just choose what laws they want to obey, disobey, and the society is a complete mess. When a leader does not follow the rules, America, for instance, today, President Trump, we all know the kind of human being he was. When this guy left office, it was a very, very unusual president. It tried to want to do things without following rules and regulations. Today, he's fighting the legal battles of his life as a former president for breaking the rules and regulations, the constitution, some rules and laws of America, regardless of the fact that he's the president. That is the kind of country we want for ourselves, that no matter where you come from, you can aspire. If you break the law, you will face the consequences. I just hope that regardless of whether Obi gets his mandate or not, the Nigerians can begin to think and look and see that we need to sit down and discuss the very foundation of our society. I don't know why the lawyers are not looking at this. The lawyers back home in Nigeria are not talking about this. Maybe because they are profiting from the system. Whether the law is there or not, is good or bad, they can always go to court and argue their case and still make their money. But we all need to come around and sit down and form and see how our society can be part of a civilized world. Otherwise, Nigeria we will be forced. I just hope if these things go on this way.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Tinubu may be the last president Nigeria has.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olumude, for coming in. I really do appreciate you. It looks like it's your first time here on this panel.
No. Mr. Naija, maybe I look different to you. I've always been coming.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We'll come back to you. Okay, let me also hear from someone else. Before we hear from...
I'm here.
Okay, madam, I'll come back to you shortly. Before that, I can see Anthony Ola on the comment section. I don't know, you are quoting a word for yourself. That is not my word. I don't know what you're talking about or what you're up to. I'm saying that the only reason why they are hindering Mr. Peter Obi right now is because he's an Igbo man. So I believe on Mr. Peter Obi, certainly that's why I'm for him. And I also strongly believe that the yoke, we can break it. Yeah, there's a yoke right there that have suppressed and tied you and I for since God knows when. We need to break it to have a new Nigeria. If you don't break it, you can't have a new Nigeria. That's what we are doing here. But the word that you quoted there on your own, I don't know where you got that from. Please, before you write something, you must read it before you posted it. If not, you might indict somebody else in a wrongful way. Thank you. Let me call on Madam Rita. Madam Rita, please talk to us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Naija. There's a saying, I think somebody told me this, quite an elderly person many years ago, over 20 years ago. He said, the day you quarrel with a native doctor, remember not to eat the bugger fish. So the reason why I say that is because the APC, Agbado and all the minions, they have quarreled with Nigerians. So by extension, they've quarreled with Peter the Rock Obi, and by extension, they've quarreled with the obedient Nigerians that care and love Nigeria and Nigerians. That's what's happening. So they have the bone of the boga fish in their throat. They are scared to swallow it. That's what is happening in the courts. That's what I see in the courts. Even the Agbado is forcing himself to sound and look presidential. It's too obvious that he's forcing it like I'm a strong person. You are trying to be emphatic when he's speaking. It's like using all the energy he has in his body, so he's vibrating when he's speaking. And then he's trying to say, oh, I'm going to review the minimum with his advisors are telling him what is paining Nigerians now. So he should start talking about it to make us accept him or legitimize the selection by INEC. You know, it's forced. You cannot force somebody to love you. That's the truth. So they have bonga fish in their throat right now. They cannot swallow. Because if they swallow, they know what is going to happen. And we all know what happens when you swallow bonga fish. You will never ever be comfortable. Never ever until you throw it up. Until you throw it up. So they must give us our mandate. That is it. That is what is happening now. If they don't give Nigerians the stolen mandates, because Nigerians 90% voted for Peter Jirok Obi and Ahmed Dati to be our vice president and our president Peter Obi. Nigerians voted and we won. Is a fact. It's not guessing. It's a fact. So until they return it back to us, including the courts, including the judges and the lawyers, all of them, from the APC to PDP to all the minions and the fake Dele Alakes and Baye Anonduga and the Festus Akamu of this world, all of them, the FKK, they will never have peace. In fact, they're not even sleeping. They are not sleeping. I can tell you that. They are not sleeping. Because you stole something. You stole people's conscience. It's not a joke. So they can never have peace. Even after, they will still not have peace. When Peter Obi becomes president, they will still not have peace because you know why? The whole world has seen who they are. Whether in diaspora or Nigeria, they can never be comfortable. Never. Including their children, they can never be comfortable. And there's a question that you ask, like, why is Peter Obi going through all this? Is it because he's Igbo? Mr. Niger, was that not the question you were asking? Hello?
Yes. No, the question is, why are they fighting Mr. Peter Obi? Why? I want to know.
That is okay. This is my opinion. There are so many factors surrounding this. I will speak about the first. I'll just pick two. The first one, which is very, very obvious, is because Peter Obi wants to take food from their mouth, the food that they stole. He's trying to take that food that they stole from their mouths. Many of them have luxury private jets, luxury houses all over the world, 200 house helps. Each of their children, they go to the best school like Eton in England. You know, they go to the best schools, Ivy League college. They have apartments in New York, in London, you know, in Italy, in Milan. You know, they buy the best of the best. Some of them have diamonds made out of, they may have brass made out of diamonds. I don't think Nigeria understand the stupendous largesse that these people have. They are used to that lifestyle. They have their cronies. They go to the same parties. Their children go to the same school. Their children marry each other. The subsidy we're talking about, you see, I don't know if you guys noticed something. I'm going somewhere here. Within the past 10 years, haven't you guys noticed that we have a plethora of many estates being built all over Nigeria? Go to Abuja, Lagos. We have tons of real estate agents everywhere. Many people don't really know the owners of these places. I mean, you have maybe M&M real estates come and buy, and they have agents, and they have a group of people that's okay. It's a committee of maybe 10 rich men. No, the original owners are the politicians, the ones collecting the so-called money from the subsidy scam. Many of them like that, and see some of them now they get awards like International Businessman of the Year, International African Businessman of the Year. They get all the awards. The money is so much that they say, you know what, let's go to real estate. Let's start developing massively. We only know some people know what is happening probably in the South, in Port Harcourt, in Lagos, and all those estates. We don't know how some places estates have been developed in the North. I have been to, in fact, let me not even say what I wanted to say. I don't think it's a public thing. Maybe Mr. Niger, what I'll tell you personally. Going down to the South, all these estates that you are seeing, All these estates built everywhere, agents everywhere. Where do you think the money is coming from? All the skyscrapers and all the big buildings they are building in Lagos. You go to Abuja, there's so many estates, they are empty. You wonder who is renting this, who is building this? Nobody's renting it. And there's homelessness in Nigeria. The money is too much because the way they want to spend the money internationally, many of them are careful now. They are so extremely careful. Even the proxies that they use abroad to buy these properties under different names and all that, they are being extremely careful because at some point, the proxy names might actually even take the properties and nothing will happen. So the money is so much that they are building these estates and doing other things, and you think that they are helping in develop. Oh, there's some sort of development. Just sit down and think. Let's just use Lagos as just sit down and think. Who owns all of a sudden for the past 10 years? Who owns all those estates they are building? And they say the economy is down, and they say there's no money. There's high level of property, but they are building massively. This is not Chinese, oh. This is not Chinese. This is people's personal business. You see expensive cars, Lamborghinis, expensive cars that you know that it's multi-millionaires that actually you see them in Nigeria. The latest, they have it in Nigeria. Who is importing them? I'm sure if you ask any immigration and customs officer, there are certain people in Nigeria that their containers are not searched. They don't pay import duties. They don't. I'm saying this for a fact on air. They don't. So it's the elites that are getting these subsidies. Some of them have fleets of boats and airlines, and you are wondering where are they getting all the money from? It's not just politics, oh. It's more than that. It's not just politics. So Peter the Rock will be coming now to not stop the oil that is flowing. Are you kidding me? They will fight now in collaboration with the foreigners. In collaborations with the foreigners. I mean, take an example. EJ Agbonayima, the former Edo State Federal House of Rep member. I mean, he told us about that, what the investigations, that he did when it comes to this oil subsidy, the fleets of ships that come to Nigeria, where they went to all over the world, including Canada, I mean, all over the world. Hello, there are foreigners that own this thing now. So who are they making deal with? Fellow Nigerians. Where's the subsidy money going to? It's being shared. Fellow Nigerians. So what do? They don't hide the money in soakaways anymore. All denominations, bureau, they change. They are building estates. They are building other things. They are getting awards. They are sponsoring movies. They are sponsoring celebrities. You see some celebrities, all of a sudden they have money. So they carry this money, launder the money out for them, dirty money, and they bring it back. Some of them have big businesses. You wonder, you think it's just acting they're doing? The money is being, so that's why you see it's like a poison that's being spread around, and that's why people get frustrated when you see people that you think, for example, Joke Silva was supporting Hoha Agbado. Obviously, they're giving her something. Most of all these big shots you see that you think they were something, they are all part of this cartel. It's something that has gone so deep within the system, every fabric of the society. It's gone so deep that it's like we feel caged. That's why I say Peter Obi is a very brave man. He's the bravest politician I've ever known in my life. He's the bravest politician I've never known in my life. He's like a chihuahua in the midst of tigers and the biggest cats you can think of. That's how I see him. But you wonder who is protecting this chihuahua? Why have they not beaten this chihuahua, as tiny as it is, among these big cats? It's the Almighty God. It is the Almighty God, and the prayers that me and you are praying for this man every day is the cries and the tears of the people who want a change in Nigeria. The people who have passed away because of these evil people, is their tears that is protecting Peter the Rock Obi. And you see his disposition, he's cool, calm, and collected. Cool, calm, and collected. And thank God he's a wealthy man in his own right. Because if he wasn't a wealthy man, trust me, they will have hijacked this thing like even from the time he was campaigning. Because he's not asking anybody for money. He's doing everything according to the books. He has been an honest businessman, at least to the best of my ability. He's not a perfect man, but because he's wealthy, he can sponsor himself. If Peter the Rock Obi was not wealthy, all these things that we are seeing, we will not have an opportunity. So God has a plan. I believe God has a plan. God is using that man. There's something that's driving that man that's, I think, is best known to him only. And I don't think he won't even, there's no need. Just do the work. And that's why he just seems to be forging ahead, even if the odds are against him. Even if the big cats are all around him. He knows them. He knows them. He sees them. He has even built some of them. So he understands them. And that's why, Mr. Najawat, Mr. Elvis, I say I take energy from you and also from Peter the Rockaby. And what really resonates with me is that this man has always said, do not worry. He's calm. He's the one that is belling the big cat right now. So me, I have no right to back down. I have no right to be discouraged. That's how I see it. I have absolutely no right at all. So as long as this man is forging ahead and he's being positive, then there's no way I shouldn't be positive too. I have to. No matter what. Now, this smiling they're doing in the court, me, I don't like it. So that is why that is one of the reasons why they're after him. He's taking all these luxurious lives away from them. Luxurious lives. Their lives, their children, just in fact, they live a life of like like I don't know how to say it. Like maybe an Emirati or a Qatari. That's how these politicians are living like. They are extremely wealthy, and this is the Commonwealth of Nigeria. So they are seeing somebody like is a threat to them. They're not going to go away easy. It's not going to be easy. That's number one. That's number one. Number two, I want to start it like this. Why they're just stressing Mr. Peter the Rockaby, why they are denying him his rights, why they are denying him the trust that Nigerians had for him by voting for him, that is majority of Nigerians, is because he's an Igbo man. Period. We cannot be tribal blind. I have been preaching this thing since. Nigerians, we cannot be tribal blind. Wherever you live, I don't know about Europe, but I know in North America, there's this issue of racial discrimination. And they have tried to solve it in different ways. And what I have learned from it, I mean, so many professors, people that have experienced it and gone through research, is that you cannot be racial blind. You cannot be you cannot come and say, there's nothing like race. We're all one. No. Yes, we're all one. We're all human beings. We have red blood cells and white blood cells, right? But within that, in the outward, people who are brown skin, white skin, yellow skin, and in-betweens. There are people like that. So you cannot be blinded to that. At the time you recognize that there are differences in complexions, then you're like, okay, I recognize you, I see you, I acknowledge you. And whatever prejudice that happens with any situation, you understand, you should be able to deal with it. Now, coming to Nigeria, when you're talking about tribe, I will not be tribal blind, and I'll keep preaching it. Nigerians should not be tribal blind, because tribalism is what's the basis of the so-called constitution. Is one of the bedrock of why we are seeing this quagmire, this problem, and why we are still discussing this issue today. Is the reason why Nigeria is so backward. Is the reason why the South is the way it is. Is the reason why the North Central and the northern part of Nigeria is the way it is today. Is tribe. Even the Southwest is tribe. Even within the South is tribe. According to Chief Ozekome, Professor Otite said there are over 300 and something tribes in Nigeria. Are you going to just dissuade it and say it's not because of an Igbo man? And then these evil people that said they're just a predominant tribe in Nigeria outside Igbo Yoruba. What is that? I'm an Edo woman. Are you going to tell me that I'm a small minority? It's ridiculous. So that's why we cannot afford to say it's not because he's an Igbo. It's because he's an Igbo man. It is because he's an Igbo man. The past administration, the apparition that was in Aso Rock, that calls himself Buhari, what did he do? He didn't hide it. He didn't hide it. 7 chiefs, Chief Justice, everybody from the Fulani tribe. What are we talking about here? What exactly are we talking about here? It shows that there's an issue with tribe. Now, the only way the issue of tribe would pass on peacefully, and everybody will say, oh, it's not because of tribe, or perhaps tribe is not really the issue here, is when they give Peter the Rock Obi his mandate that was stolen, period. When they give him that, then we'll not start to believe, or we'll not start to have a discussion that, okay, perhaps, maybe it's not really tribe. Maybe it's trying to steal food from the thieves' mouth, the food that they're stealing from Nigeria. Perhaps. Maybe there'll be some sort of healing, sort of. You understand? But we cannot avoid that part or ignore it or be blinded to the fact that tribe is not an issue here, and why they're stressing Peter the Rock Obi. Definitely, that's one of the major things. FFK, the one that the woman beater, that's a toothless bulldog that came out and he made such disgusting statements like an Igbo man can never be president. Like for Christ, for crying out loud. And then you have somebody like Ensu Oluomo, that minion, and his boy saying Igbo should leave Lagos. They already mentioned it, tried for crying out loud, even during the election. So what are we talking here? I know the lady was previously in the panel was saying we shouldn't Steve saying because it's Igbo. I am looking at it from a different angle, and I might be wrong. I think she's trying to say that let us not keep spoiling um spreading the poison that is already poisoned the society, and then the other ones will start feeling left out, alienated, or losing their self-esteem because of where they come from, or their tribe. So the more we say it, in the negative side, it's not really giving a good effect. But really and truly, before you make change, pain has to be involved. Just like people are fighting war now, you see what's going on. Some people are alive, some people are not alive. It's just the way it is. But we have to speak about it. But even speaking about it, it doesn't mean we should try not to make it seem like one is better than one, or one surpasses the other. If we're saying because he's an Igbo man, I would say, however, because he's an Igbo man, because an Igbo man is industrious, because an Igbo man is an entrepreneur, he encourages entrepreneurship. He encourages made in Nigeria goods. He's very, very communal. He goes around people, he loves people, he works with anybody. They're very communal people, they help each other, they help their brother. You can say those positive things as well as saying, because of all these things, they don't want this man that unites this man from this tribe that is known for uniting, that is known
All
for
right.
mixing with any tribe, that is business inclined.
Thank you.
Those are the things I think we should also add to it, so that some people will not feel left out or feel intimidated of some sort because maybe they are Igbo. But that's the other reason, because he's an Igbo man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please mute yourself now.
Who's clapping
Somebody,
there?
there's noise coming from your children or so. Just, don't unmute yourself when you are not called, please. Thank you very much, Anthony Ola, for the super chat. May God bless you. I really do appreciate this. Thank you. I would like to call on the next person here to hear from, give us a mandate. Give us a mandate. Are you available to speak to us right now?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon,
Good
depending
evening
on
to
your
you, sir.
location.
Please talk to us.
Hope everyone is hearing me clearly. Thank you for this platform and all that you do. To everyone in the comment section, greetings to everyone.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
the question is, why are they against Peter Obi, even when it's obvious that he won the election? He won the election. I know he won the election. Why are they against Peter Obi? And also remember that all the elites in Nigeria, none of them supported Peter Obi. The only person that was actually supporting Peter Obi was supporting him with one leg, which was Obasanjo. But at the moment now, Obasanjo is already obvious that is an hypocrite. So why are they against Peter Obi? Just tell us what you think.
Well, based on the rule of your platform, of this platform, there are some things I would have loved to say, but because the rule will not permit me to say it, I may not want to probably say some things here, because they may be actually maybe aggravating or inciting, but I don't want to go in that direction. But it's obvious that, I mean, just like all the panelists have said, and I think Madam Rita just said, uh, it's just like people having a feeding. You have a little child, and then you give them feeding bottle, and maybe you make some nice Milo, and then you put some nice milk, well prepared, maybe even chili tea, and you give to the baby to drink, and they're enjoying it, and you feel they are satisfied. You want to take away the feeding bottle from them, they will not let you take away the feeding bottle. So I'm sorry to say, I don't address these guys as elites or wealthy people. They are thieves. They didn't make their money in a. If you want to address somebody as elite, you can call Peter or be an elite, or um, an honest man, because I mean we all know even while in college, he already was counting millions. I think he made his first 1 million while he was in UNN, possibly. And the guys, is he a saint? No. Are we are we trying to idolize him? No. But we're just saying that the only reason why you see people come to this channel is because of what you stand for, and the people probably come here because they think that your value aligns with their value. You will not see them on some other platform because their values don't align with people's values. So people troop here because they think your value align with their value, and they believe that you stand for what they stand for. And so that's why you see people coming here, people of clear conscience, true mind that want the betterment of the country. And so to your question, why they will not allow Peter Obi? I mean, I think all other panelists have said it. Apart from being an Igbo man, he understands the fabrics of how the system operates. He understands what is behind subsidy. He understands the cost of governance. He understands who is behind oil theft. He understands why there's a decadence in the educational sector. And so he brought those things to limelight during the campaign, and as he move into the election, and this guy see that not only is he an Igbo man, but he's been able to reveal all of the secrets of these wicked people to Nigeria. So is just very interesting to see how these guys will just stand and do whatever they want to do. So if you may think tribe is there, tribe is part of it, but I think the most important thing is just on the fact that Peter Obi understands them. He's been able to study and then know what these guys are doing. I mean, he was a governor for 8 years, and before he became before he became a governor in Anambra State, they usually kill cow every day in the government house. And you ask yourself, who is eating this cow? I mean, that's insanity. Like, you're killing cow every day in the government house. Is the place a restaurant, or is it a clubhouse, or some burial events going on in the government house every day? But he get that, and they told him, "Oh, governor, this is how we do it, or we kill cow every." He asked them, "Cow for what?" He stopped it. So he understands how the system operates. He understands what they do to steal and how they steal. And one thing about Peter Obi again is that you must understand that the guy during his campaign, he was so truthful to tell Nigerians what he was going to do. He didn't hide anything from Nigerians. And some say, oh, he would have just kept that. He shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that. People, let's come to realization here. If you see if you call a spade a spade. Subsidy is a scam. He told us what he was going to do about subsidy. He knows it. He spoke about it. So I mean, it's just so interesting to see that these wicked people are just, I mean, other than tribal, Peter Obi understands them. It's just like when he went to Dangote refinery. If you see his body language in Dangote refinery, you will see that he wasn't so pleased with that sham of a thing that they did in that place, because they stole the money and then just put the money in the hand of one man. Go build us a refinery. We'll get the oil from our country, refine the oil, and then still sell to our people at the higher price so that we can make money. And so I don't call them elite. I don't call them wealthy. They are thieves. Thieves and thugs are the people that you have sitting at the end of affair. And I think somebody said it some times ago, that some days, maybe some years to come, thugs, drug barons, and convicted um, people will be the one that sit on the affair, on the aim of affair. Why do you see James Ibori go to Aso Rock? Why do you see the like of Wiki go to Asorok? Because they have a drug baron on the seat of power. A man that forfeited $460,000 in the United States. The man that lied that is 71, the daughter is 65. The man that went to Chatham House and said, oh, power is not serve a la carte. You snatch it, you grab it, you run with it. And we saw what happened in Lagos State. So they know that they are one of their evil person is on seat. So Ibori can easily come out of his shell and then go to Asorok. This was a man that was convicted in the United Kingdom for money laundering. Honestly, there are things that I would have loved to say here, but I won't say because of the policy of this platform. I want to respect the policy of this platform because there are things that need to happen in the country to get it better. And my question remains the fact that Nigerians, Shana like this, we go the day. Shana like this, we go the day. Shana like this, we go remain, fold our hand, just sit down. Where drug baron Bekabi Amila was committed in the United States for stealing from his clients when he was a lawyer. He's in the news. They are not eating things. You can Google them. He's on Twitter. And these are the people that this is guy that will now be chief of is this chief of staff? Keyamo Amen. And the people just ordinary removing subsidy now, people can easily come outside. When I'm not saying subsidy removal is not good, it's very, very wonderful. But if that same energy that you're using coming out for subsidy removal, where did you keep all of those energy? This guy is, for the number of this is gonna be there. Some whether you believe it or not, some damages will be done. You already seen the money launderers going into the corridor of power. Wike is trying to negotiate his own. These are guys that should be behind bars. I think somebody said it earlier. Mahmoud Yakub should not just leave his house and then go and go to tribunal. They should be putting him in Black Maria with all of the people that connive to rig the election. Put them in Black Maria every day, take them to the court, and from the court back to jail. That is how it was supposed to be. But you see them, they see fold their brothers and wear their cap, and they can leave their house to go and attend in tribunal. And you see some so-called senior advocate of nonsense defending them. It's a decayed society, a very decayed society. And until people arise and then tell themselves the truth, the nation will just remain where it remains. People are stealing every day, looting the nation. They just milk the nation. And so for me, I don't think these guys are not even. I don't regard them as elite or wealthy people. They are thieves. They stole. They stole. They stole my money. They stole your money. So they are not elite. They are thieves, thugs, rogues that should end up in jail. Even the one that INEC selects should rot in jail. This guy was one that incited violence in Lagos because of his speech in the Chatham House. Over 88 people were pied in the election. A 19 years old boy voluntarily pied himself because he said they stole his destiny. And this guy when they even asked him, come and present the speech of selection, he said, I know many of you, is that the kind of word you want to tell people when some people are mourning on that day that they swear for you? So in conclusion, I think Peter Obi is not only fighting the tribal war, he's also fighting the war of the fact that he spoke truth to power. But I mean, in the cases we have a case in court. Let's see how this whole thing plays out. It is the judges don't need a lot of evidence to actually decide the situation or decide the case. 25% of Abuja is enough to decide the case. Rivers State, Lagos State, Plateau, Jigawa, bring all of those together is enough to decide the case. Peter Obi is the president of Nigeria. Nigeria currently does not have a sitting president because the man there is not constitutionally put there. Tinubu was not selected constitutionally. He wasn't sworn in constitutionally. Peter Obi is the president of Nigeria. And so I have a president, a man from Southeast, regardless of what you think. His name is Peter Gregory Obi, GCFR. That's my president. I don't care what you think. That is my belief. That is what that's where I support. That's who won the election. Over 90% of Nigerians voted for him. Lagos is a case study. Tinubu did not have 100,000 votes in Lagos for the presidential election. They stole the mandate. They stole Peter Obi's vote. Rivers State is an evidence. BBC said it, that Peter Obi won Rivers State. He won Plateau State. Other places like Benue, I mean, you can just continue to count. So for me, I don't regard these guys as elite. They are thieves, they are thugs, they are rogues, but only time will tell. But the question in conclusion is Nigerians, shena like this, you go the day. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Give us a mandate. Yes, I like your stand. It's not about tribalism or anyone being tribalistic. You are a Yoruba man, and I like the way you continuously state it clearly that Peter Obi won the election. It's Peter Obi that is your president, and I like that. Yes, for me, Peter Obi won the election 100%. So the judge or whatever, or the court, the judiciary, they must do the right thing because all eyes on them. Okay, I would like to call on the next person. Let me go to. I think okay, everybody have contributed. Okay, let me go around again to P-Soft. P-Soft, sir, if you are there, I'd like you to talk to us. Your final submission on this particular topic. Okay, if you're not there, what about me? I'll come. You are not there. I'll come back to. Okay, what about Patriotic Niger? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you very much. Please talk to us your final submission on this topic.
Okay, my final submission is, first of all, by the grace of God, Peter Obi is going to get his mandate. Secondly, we all very patriotic and we want to see Nigeria come together, irrespective of your religion, creed, or tribe. Then thirdly, I believe that no matter whatever, and I still think and I still believe that the reason why they don't want this man called Peter Obi to be the president is twofold, because of what he brings to the table, which is integrity, pulling Nigeria forward and making Nigeria a better place. And secondly, because they think if you bring an Igbo person, that is going to go ahead and mess up their stealing and their dynamics. But that doesn't mean that Nigerians ignored all that trajectory and their stupid tribalism and voted who they believe is going to lead Nigeria forward. And I believe, by the grace of God, and I strongly believe it, that starting from Peter Obi, Nigeria is going to be bigger and better, because Nigerians most Nigerians nowadays, east, west, north, middle belt, and all that, they don't just see themselves as being from a particular tribe. Most of them that are progressive, they're seeing a better Nigeria, they're seeing a progressive Nigeria. But the problem, I believe, that we need to do something about those people, the cabals, like the guy that just spoke about the constitution. We need to do that, change it. Secondly, I think this platform is a good platform for us to start getting people to run for election. Then thirdly, we need to open up an account whereby we can now donate regularly to say, okay, if we see anything wrong, we can file a lawsuit against different people. We can use it to get lawyers to write petitions. But if we just talk and talk and talk, we without doing anything, then we're just wasting our time. But we need to hurt them in their pockets. And we can only do that if we ourselves selflessly donate Open up an account here and say people donate so we can use it to get lawyers and run an election for people who are truly citizens of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Patriotic Niger. I really do appreciate you. In fact, you spent time with us today. I appreciate this. Thank you. All right, on the comment section, I appreciate every one of you right there. Thank you very much for joining us. This is the second broadcast we're having today. I would like us to round it up in the next 30 minutes if we can. Thank you. So let me move on to the next person here, Michael Abba. Sir, if you're still there with us, I'd like you to give us your final submission this time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Niger Watch.
Thank you, sir.
I'm here patiently listening. One of the greatest questions that is always hitting my mind is why the imposition of leadership on the entire country, Nigeria? Why the imposition? Why are they forcing? That it's just like you giving something to your child, and your child is telling you, "No, daddy, I don't like it," and you say, "You must have it. That is what I want you to have." You see, I've been thinking and thinking and thinking. Why the imposition is what you are telling somebody, this is what I'm giving you. A whole nation. And the person, and they are telling you, no, we don't want this. This is the thing that we want. This is the person we want. And you are saying it's a must. I can't really understand, honestly speaking. I'm not understanding it. Is it that they look at Nigerians that, oh, okay, whatever we give, they have nothing to do. They just have to take it. Why that? I'm not understanding. That is one question that, somebody else that, know much about can, enlighten me. Maybe not today, but some other time. But it's really, really, it's disturbing me. Why they should impose somebody on Nigerians and say you must have it when we are saying no. Why the imposition? It's painful. Let me leave that aside, because if I dwell on that, it's something that hurts me so much. In fact, the panelists, they have really exhausted most of the points that I actually put down here. But I still will go on the same line with them. Tribe is one of the things that they are hating this man for. This is the man that has been elected. It's not selected, but elected by the 95% of Nigerians. 95. And somebody is saying, no, you can't have him. This is the person we are giving you. Is it a must? So it means the Nigerians have no common sense to make a choice. But then they ask the Nigerians to come out and vote en masse that everything will go smoothly. I can't understand, honestly speaking. And they know Peter Obi can never be a corrupt man like them. It's one of those things that they are holding this man for. It's not going to be eating like the way they are eating. It's not going to be say me. It's not so. This man wants to carry everybody along. He is feeling the pains of what Nigerians are going through. I can't understand why these people are holding the whole nation accountable to somebody they are saying no to, and they are still forcing. It's terrible. And this is the man that says the common man should be recognized wherever you come from. No limit. Wherever you come from, there should be no godfatherism. There is no fatherism in whatever area that you want to dwell. You can live anywhere. And that's how it should be. Instead, they are still pressing on this man continuously. You know, and the nation is rising up. Everybody is seeing the tension in Nigerians. And yet, this cabal, they are not bowing down. To conclude the whole matter, I'm just praying. As I told you earlier on, I don't believe in the judiciary, but I'm just praying to them that they should do the needy.
Okay.
Because the evidence is overwhelming. So they should not cause any tension, to cause any explosion within that country called Nigeria. I don't have that trust in them, and I don't believe in them. But they should do the needy. They should do the right thing because of the overwhelming evidence that is before them.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. They know Peter Obi won the vote, the election, and they shouldn't suppress Nigerians down. We are not small children.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Michael, thanks for your submission. Okay, let me come to Black Panther. Black Panther, please give us your final submission. Okay, it seems like you're not there. Okay, Kelvin, you are trying to join us. Your mic is not on. You're on the backstage. I can't add you.
I'm here. Okay. The mic was just being difficult.
Mr. Kelvin, turn on your mic so that I can call you next. You know, you are right there. I can see you. Okay, yes, you did now.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah, Black Panther, give us your final submission. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Najawash. And the panelists, I just love the passion behind it, and you all have spoken was my mind. And then I want to give kudos to Sister Rita. She nailed it down. That was why when there was a day we were arguing about what she was saying about tribe, not being tribe conscious, I told her that, look, if there's a time you're going to use it, that you will nail the thing down. Today was the time that you used it and you nail it down. That is why I said there's a particular word for the right time at the right place. And you nailed it down today. And I give kudos to you. And I accept every bit, everything you spoke about. And now to the last speaker, I love all the things you've spoken about, and I accept it. And I know that we all think why. The why was in the video they played to us, that which FFK was saying it. They don't want Nigeria. Simple as ABC. Even so many of the agitators have already said it to us, that these people do not believe in the existence of Nigeria. But they are making us, they are trying to play two cards, and they are playing it perfectly well. Making us to believe, not wanting us to go, and want us to stay and do what? Puppet and take this money out there and live life. That is why our brother called them, immediately our brother was talking about what we should call them. Immediately, as he was saying thief, I was also saying thief. Because they are all thieves. But there's one thing that I know, change is constant, when the time for a change to come and take its rightful place, that change must definitely take its rightful place. The time has come. The message has been given that there will become a time where the people will rise up and fight the establishment. That time has come. And there was a time a man spoke on the Senate floor that said there will be a time where the people that has the sovereignty of the nation will come after us. The time has come. I will tell you people a brief story. When I called our sister yesterday in Nigeria, she said she cannot go to work. Why? Because from where she stays to where she normally paid 200-300 naira, now it's 5,000 naira. What happened? With that, she might lose her job. And one thing also you people should know is that with this oil increase, many companies are going out of Nigeria. With this increase, many small scale industry that drives the economy, they are doing what? They are going to fold up. So we are going to live in a place where all the prophetic word, all the words spoken by these same people, we pursue them and it will catch up with them. I am seeing it now. When I heard what my sister told me, I started seeing the word which.
Please try and round up the 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, where one of the man spoke. And I thank God that our mandate, which we are pursuing, we are going to get it because the time has come. When the time has come, no man can stop. And the time has really come. That is why we are talking. And that's why we believe in PO. We should just continue to believe in him and look at him because the time has come for one man, which God has sent. And God will only use one person. And God, we have seen the God in him and we are following him because we know he stands for truth and he stands for love. He loves his fatherland and we love our fatherland. We will pursue this to the latter. And if any man leaves him, I will not leave him. I will follow him to the latter because I believe in his ideology, I believe in him, and I believe in one Nigeria. God bless you, Mr. Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. Blampata. God bless you. Okay, let me come to Mr. Kelvin. Thank you very much for joining us. Please tell us where you're joining us from. We can't hear you. You're already unmuted, but we can't hear you. We can't hear anything at all. I don't know if you're talking, but I guess you have a problem with the audio. Mr. Kelvin, we can't hear you. Sorry. Let me see if I can. I think everybody have contributed their last submission. Mr. Kelvin, you're the only last person. Unfortunately, the way it looks like you might not be able to speak because you are unmuted. I see you're struggling with it, but we can't hear you. Engineer Francis, please, I'd like you to talk to us. Are you there? Okay. All right. Mr. Kelvin, you're still not there. So let me quickly appreciate the people that is right here. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you that joined us today. We've been here now for the whole day. It's been a long day. Thank you so much. Those of you that supported us financially, we want to say thank you once again. And those of you that shared our video, that liked our video, thank you. God bless you all. It's quite late here in the UK. It's 7:02 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, moderator, thank you very much for your encouragement. Mother of all, Mommy Dasbara, thank you very much. And Mother Patricia, Madam Irene, Martina Albasi TV, God bless every one of you. And I can see Shima will be right there with us. Thank you. Kelvin City, thank you. And Anthony Ola, thank you. George, EGK, Portia, Gina, Nelly, thank you. God bless every one of you. So we need to round up now. It's been a long day. Thank you. And join us again later on by 6 p.m. And let's talk about the things that's affecting you and I. So now we'll draw the curtain. Bye now, my people.
are the pillar that holds my life. Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life. Lily of the valley, you are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. Lion of the night, you are the pillar. Chickadee, you are the pillar. Daddy, you are the pillar that holds my life. Lion of Judea.
You are the pillar that holds my life.
Anywhere.
You are the pillar that holds my life.
Hey, yeah.
Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds
You
my
are.
life.
You are the
Master
pillar.
Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life.
I said, Jesus, unibu kalabati sindubu. Ibu kalabati